so you guys get some early morning stream of consciousness vlogging, 'cause I'm literally just waking up, and it's like 5 a.m., so also why I'm talking low, because I don't want to wake up other people, so anyway, my goodness, I feel like Alice, and that I've just fallen back down the rabbit hole into Wonderland again. In the course of like 3 days, my life went from status quo to what just happened? But in a good way, I think. Although a lot of you are probably gonna pounce at this and go, Jen, don't do it. You'll just get sucked back into drama. And while I do realize that's a risk, fuck it, I'm kind of going there. But my goodness. So you all, if you saw my lip balm review from a few days ago, I think it was the Lipsest one, where I was kind of flailing spastically. If you missed that, I'll give you the rundown. That my most recent ex, Dave, you know, the keyboardist guy, it was his birthday, and just, I don't know, I guess I was feeling nostalgic or something, but I reached out and I messaged him and told him that even though I'm probably the last person he wants to hear from, I still hope he has a nice day. I didn't really expect him to reply. And if he did reply, I was kind of figuring he'd be like, fuck off, Jen. You know, like most people do. But, I have such a high view of myself, right? But he didn't. He was nice. And started talking to me. And added me back on Facebook. So I was like, oh, okay. However, since that day, he has not spoken to me once. So I don't know if that was just like a pity thing, or just nosiness for his ego that he wants to know what I'm up to. I don't know. But that was a thing for about a blip of a second there. And then I kind of moved on with my life already. And then yesterday happened. And I did not see this coming. But, do we remember the ex before Dave? You know, the one that I pined after for years and years and years. You know the one I'm talking about. I kinda don't want to say names, especially since he shares a first name with the creepy YouTube stalker guy from earlier this year, but, that tells you exactly who it is. So, anyway, I was eating my lunch, and all of a sudden somebody was at the door. And next thing I know, it's him. I'm like, really? Like 4 years later? Really? Like, I had like gone up to peek out the window, like the front window, and I thought, there's no way. It just has to be somebody who kind of looks like him. But there's no way 4 years later he'd randomly show up. And then I had this moment of panic of, oh God, he read all the drunk emails, didn't he? Because remember, I had my self-loathing vlogs where I kind of outed myself as writing many, many, many emails to him that I probably shouldn't have when I wasn't in a very good state of mind. Yeah, so I had this moment of just sheer and utter panic that, oh my God, he read them. And now I actually have to address the fact that somebody read them face to face. Oh boy. Instant panic attack so bad, I had to run upstairs and change shirts because I sweated through the original one that fast because I was just so panicked that he freaking saw them. Oh my God. Oh my God. As it turns out, no, he didn't. And it was just by coincidence. But then, of course, he was all sorts of curious and wanted to see them. I let him see the very last one, which, I don't know, may or may not have been the cringiest one. If you remember the wedding vlog of my cousins, and my just, I don't know, nostalgic pining and emotionalness over this guy. Yeah, it's that guy. So, I also wrote most of those thoughts and then some into an email to him like 2 days after that wedding. While I was drunk. High on painkillers. Yeah, not a great combo, but, you know, I own up to it. But, so that was a thing. And I even told him that I was under the influence of those, and he was just like, painkillers, that's a new one for you. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm turning more and more into Liza Minnelli every day, huh? But, Although no, that's not a habit. That was just poor timing on my part, and I had kind of forgotten I had taken them when I started the drinking. But anyway, so he showed up with like 2 giant bags of stuff for me, and I was like, I don't know how to accept those after I'm the one who dumped him. I was like, does it make me a bad person if I say I want them? So initially I didn't open them. It wasn't until he was there for like an hour or so already, just talking and chilling, that I felt comfortable enough to at least open the first bag of stuff. I'll show you guys the stuff from now. The other one is more personal, so I'm not going to show you guys that. But, he came with a giant bag of vinyls for me, and it took every amount of willpower to not just cry. Because I have to admit, I miss the fuck out of him, okay? Just, even after everything. Even after I'm the one who had to pull the trigger. I miss the fuck out of him. And vinyl hunting was our thing, okay? Between Starbucks and vinyl hunting, that was like our go-to thing. And pretty much since him, I really have not even gone to a vinyl store, with the exception of like once. And it just felt wrong without him, so I didn't do it again. I think I bought a couple off of eBay since that, and that was like it. It just felt too wrong to go to those places without him. Almost as wrong as it felt going to Berkeley without him, but yeah, I don't know. But I'll show you him in a second, but I should probably cover more of the story first. But yeah, apparently he is much in the same boat, and we probably should have admitted this to each other a long time ago. We probably could have spared each other a fuck ton of suffering. But he finally got up the guts to just take a chance and show up here. To be fair, he showed up here one day about 6 months after I dumped him, and I was still so hurt and so pissed just over all the shit that had gone down leading up to it that I refused to even come out of my room. It was just like, no, we're not doing this. No. So that was a thing. I'm not proud of that, but I know darn well if I had come out of my room that day, I would have been, at the very least, sobbing my eyes out nonstop, and I don't like doing that in front of people. It just feels manipulative, even though it's not intentional. Just, I am a very emotional person, and if I start crying, it's all over. I can't turn it off very easily. So at the very least, it would have been that. And at the very worst, I possibly would have turned into a screaming, shrieking bitch from hell. So I was just like, no, I'm gonna take the high road and just not do it. So I didn't. And as far as I knew, that was like the last I'd even heard of him. And since I had sent quite a few emails to him over those few years, kind of figured, since there was never once a reply, that it was one of two things. One, that he was reading them and just brushing me off and had moved on. Or two, he just didn't read that email address anymore, which apparently number 2 was the correct one. He just legit was not reading it anymore, and it probably got shut down from inactivity at this point, so whatever. But, yeah, and apparently he found it weird that even through the grapevine of my extended family, because he's like best friends with my uncles, so yeah, it's a whole complicated thing. I don't know how to explain it simply to people who aren't in this situation. There is no easy way of explaining this one. Yeah, he found it very weird and figured that it must be really, really bad blood if, like, just nobody is mentioning me whatsoever. And for at least the first year, that probably would have been true. Beyond year 1, I think I would have probably been fine with it. But that first year, I was just so bitter and hurt and negative that that's when I had to go rebound with Dave. Which is why shit didn't work with Dave. He was a rebound and I was a rebound for him from his wife. Yeah, that was a thing. Not my proudest moments. Why do I never have this kind of drama with dating girls? I've just noticed, like, the weird, convoluted situations only seem to happen when I date guys. It's the weirdest thing. But, anyway, so, my goodness, I'm still trying to sort my thoughts here, so he told me his side of things from where he was coming from and how it got so screwed up towards the end. And it kind of confirmed a lot of thoughts I thought I had, that towards the end of it, he was in fact intentionally trying to push me away. And it wasn't me just being paranoid. Like I was kind of being gaslit to believe for a little bit there, but yeah, apparently he figured if he acted like a dick enough, he could push me far enough to pull the trigger, even though I'm the same person who said I don't think I could ever be the one to do it. And yet here we are, and I did. So, and just timing wise, it was weird. I wanted to spare him the awkwardness of Valentine's Day that year because I dumped him, like, I think maybe 3 or 4 days prior, because I was like, no, I don't want him to. No, I'm gonna just spare him the trouble. But, still kinda. On one hand, I regret it. On one hand, I feel like it was probably inevitable at that point in time. There was a lot of factors that went into it from a lot of sides. So, yeah, I don't feel like I have the liberty to talk about his side of it publicly, but, yeah, it just was a whole weird thing that got really bitter really fast, and it hurt because I'd known him since I was 19. And for it to all of a sudden go from everything had been really good, like that entire time, to like maybe the last 6 months of it got really, really weird and bitter and negative from his side, not mine. Mine was the more he got like that, the more neurotic I got, trying to figure out, where is this coming from? Where is this stemming from? Does he not like me anymore? Like, and I even point blank asked him over and over and over, if you don't just tell me, I can take it. Why is it whenever I say that to people, they never just own up? I'm like, I'm a reasonable person. Yeah, you might have to watch me cry, but I'm gonna cry a lot less if you're just honest with me than if you dick with my head. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand when people play with my head. So, yeah, it got really bad at the end there, and it had me so neurotically trying to figure out, what did I do wrong to make this all change so fast and so bitter. Like, oh my god. I don't even know. I still feel like probably the catalyst. I mean, even though he kind of denies it, but like the second I had permission to put a title to things, it was almost like that was the kiss of death of where it went downhill. But I'm a person who thrives on needing to define what things are. I can't stand the blurry gray space of things. So I don't know. I just it was weird and it got bad. So trying to backpedal from that and do some type of a reset. Yeah, it was a lot to take in, especially with no warning going into it. It was like, I don't think I'd even brushed my hair yet, much less looked presentable, so when I ran upstairs to change my shirt, I also did like the world's fastest application of mascara ever, and as was pointed out to me after he left, yeah, apparently I missed him right under this eye and did not even know. Awesome! Freaking awesome, self! You're a train wreck! Oh my god. But anyway, but yeah, it just, probably the first hour was just being overwhelmed at, is this really happening right Like, not in a bad way, just trying to absorb the situation and process it for what it was and try to figure out what exactly is the angle here. Are we trying to reset things to just be friends again? Or does he want to try to pick up where things left off before it got shitty? I don't know. I don't know. And I told him that I think before anything, you should probably do some soul searching and figure out what it is you really want this time. So I know. So there's no guessing games and shit this time. I mean, even if it were just a friends thing, I think I'd be okay with it because honestly, like, this is one of the few people on the face of the planet who gets me as well as he does. It just. To suddenly have that person ripped away so quickly and so negatively from like your entire life, that really sucked. And just. There was a lot of things that it just hurt too much to even like go to them or listen to them or watch them. I mean, like probably the first year or so, I couldn't even listen to Judy Garland because it just made me think too much of him, and I couldn't do it. I mean, I was the Judy to his Mickey, so that really, yeah, that one fucked with me. Sinatra was hard for a while too. I didn't 100% stop with it, but I had to like dial it back for a while just because it stung. And then I reclaimed it by dicking around on Epic Mafia and Evil Apples by cosplaying, by turning the brightness on my webcam like almost all the way down to where you could see a silhouette of somebody in a fedora and a suit jacket. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna play as Sinatra. I'm reclaiming Sinatra, bitches. But so that kind of at least repaired that one for me. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff where I was like, it's just too painful and this sucks. And oh my god, I've ruined my life. And I feel like that may have been one of the many, many factors that went into that nervous breakdown I had back in March. So it was by far not the only one. There was a lot of things that led up to that one. But I have no doubt that it was probably a part of it. So yeah, it really sucked to suddenly not have that person there. And like I said, even to just have his friendship back even would just be so nice because I miss it desperately. Like, I can't even put it into words. Not succinctly enough to really do it justice anyway. I just sound like an obsessive, pining little freak who can't move on from things, I'm sure. And I'm sure that's probably true to some degree, but still, I mean, I'm gonna be blatantly blunt here. If it turns out he wants it to be a thing again, I will probably jump at that chance in like a split second. Like, I know I probably shouldn't, like logically, but you know what? If that opportunity arose, I don't think I would turn it down. Not with him. So, because I still, even after everything, still feel like out of all the people on this planet, he is my soulmate. Even if we can never officially be a thing, I still believe that. So, yeah. Weird thing when you can't marry your soulmate, you know? But still, it doesn't take away from it. And to still have that strong of feelings that many years later and for it to be mutual across the board and for there to still be such weird, oddly specific coincidences that happen on both sides during that time. You know, I feel like it proves there's definitely something to be said there. There is something real there. I just don't know if it'll be a romantic thing or not again. That, I'm leaving the ball in his court. Again, you're all probably gonna chime in the comments, oh my god, Jen, you're an idiot, don't take him back. Dude, I'm doing me. I'm sorry, but I think I took enough time this year. I know I said I wanted to take all of this year to just focus on myself, as selfish as that sounds, and just try to figure myself out so that when the next opportunity to date comes along, I can be a better version of myself for that. I made it almost the whole year. That's close enough, but I also may be prematurely saying that because I don't know if that's what he wants or not. And like I said, if it is what he wants, then he will get what he wants. So that has always been the dynamic. What he wants, he generally gets, with the exception of one little thing he doesn't get. But other than that, generally he calls the shots. So, but yeah, if it turns out he just wants to be friends, I will still happily take that as well. I just, goodness. It would suck if he just wants to be friends, because honestly, he kisses better than, like, anyone I've ever met, but, you know, I will take what I can get at this point. If it's just friendship, you know, I miss it that much to where, yeah, I'd get over the other thing, but whichever way it goes, pretty much, I think I'll be good with it. So I'm just trying to not build hopes and expectations up before I know what it is he wants and where he wants it to go. Does he want to be a friends thing? Does he want to be a romantic thing? There's two ways it could go here. I just need to hear from him definitively which direction it is. So I know. Because if it does turn out to just be a friends thing, I will know that there are certain bounds to not overstep, you know? Really, I'm not the clingy little shit that can't control her emotions that people seem to write me off as, to where they feel scared to tell me what they're really thinking. But yeah, so I mean, I like things being definitive and concrete and laid out for me. That might be part of my autism, I don't know, but I need things spelled out for me. I can't do blurry gray areas. But I'm sure it's also probably part of the whole Asperger's thing that I prefer to be a creature of habit and continue to go back to things that I know rather than seeking out something new and different. But this is where, again, you're all gonna chime in the comments and be like, Jenn, you're an idiot, and you know what, I don't think I totally disagree, but you know what, there's a lot to be said for following your heart, and that's what I'm doing. So whichever way it goes, I'll be fine. So I'll be fine. So yeah, you want to see what he brought me? Because I mean, I'm just like, so much thought went into this, but I kind of couldn't believe it. And there's a couple things here that are dupes, but I think they're in better quality than the ones I have, so I'm glad to have an upgrade of them. So first and foremost, and there's the most of this artist, surprise, surprise, it is me we're talking about. We have Liza's first album. I'm just like, can we just talk about how pretty she is? And yeah, those of you who saw my Instagram from like a month ago where I had my hair up on the sides, in the back, and trying to bump it up into a little poof in the back, that actually was largely what I was going for. I don't have bangs right now, so I couldn't do that part of it, but that is largely what I was basing it off of, was that exact photo. So I was like, funny that this should come back right now, because that was fairly recent that I styled my hair like that. Even though it was only one day, because I didn't have big enough clips to keep my hair back there. As you saw with, oh, which video was it that day? Was that the day that I did the Ringo album review, or was that the day that I did the weird things I believed as a child? It was one of those two, but yeah, so there's that. This one, I did not know this album was a thing. I don't know why I assumed it wasn't, but now I have it. And it's the soundtrack to Ziegfeld Girl, which is a Judy Garland movie, so that's, you know, just saying. Just look how young and pretty she was. And it's got a really, really good track list on it. And it's finally answered my question. Like, I think I even did mention it in a video one day where, like, all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, I was like, Mr. Gallagher. And I was like, what the hell is that from? I've seen that in something, can't place what it's from. Was it from, like, Auntie Mame? Like, what was that from? And it was making me nuts? Nope, it was from Ziegfeld Girl. So, it just been that long since I'd seen it to where I was like, oh, that's why I can't remember what it's from. I think that's one of the Judy movies I actually don't own. Just throwing that out to the universe. But there are a few still that I don't have that I still need, but I think that's one of the few early ones that I still need, so that's a thing. But yeah, it's got a lot of really good stuff on this one. So very happy to have that. And then we reach the Dudley portion. We have the Broadway version of Beyond the Fringe. I finally own it. I mean, I had the CD version of it. I actually just acquired the CD set, which has been out of print since the 90s. I just acquired that over the summer. Like, I'll show you. Hold on just a second. I actually have it on my bed right now. So I know exactly where it is. And you're probably like, why is it on your bed, Jen? Yeah, it's nothing weird like you're probably gonna make it out to be. It's just my computer is also on my bed, and right now that is primarily where I listen to CDs is through my computer. So, but yeah, that's the CD version of it. Nice thick one. So yeah, but it's got the 3 main albums in there. So, but yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, this was like one of the few Dudley things I was missing since I have been a fan, and I became a fan at like 19. Which ironically is the year I started dating, or well, not dating that guy yet. I mean, I met him when I was 19. I was friends with him for a long time before I was dating him, but yeah, so, but for some reason I was always missing the Beyond the Fringe stuff, and I was like, earlier this year, I should fix that. So now I have this one too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually have it on vinyl. And can we just look at Dudley's cute little face over here? I would bring this closer, but my coffee's right here and I don't want to knock it down. You know, after the whole eyeshadow thing yesterday being knocked down on the floor, I don't think I need coffee on the floor too. In case anybody saw that video, by the way, I am still in the process of trying to wash out all that eyeshadow from those pants. They have been through the washing machine 3 times. I have put shout stain treatment on them. The iridescent powder is still stuck to them. And it's like all down one leg and on the crotch. So I'm like, if this doesn't come out, I don't think I can wear those pants again. As much of a David Bowie fan as I am, I don't think I can pull off the sparkly crotch thing, just saying. So, yeah, so, just as an aside, having nothing to do with this video, if anyone knows proper protocol for getting that out of fabric, denim specifically, please tell me, because I have not managed to get it out. And yes, I shook the pants over the toilet first to try and get as much loose powder off. By the way, that water looked like a friggin' bath bomb after I did that. I figured it'd be too gross to include it in the Ipsy bag video, but I almost filmed that just to show you how ridiculous it looked when I did that. But anyway, so yeah, it's not even like a big pile of it that was on them when I put it into the washing machine. It just is really, really adhered to the fabric. And if it's having that hard of a time coming out of the fabric, I am honestly very scared to put it on my face, because I don't want that to be stuck to my face for literal days or something, or to like stain into my skin. No. Just no. So yeah, any advisement on that situation would be fabulous, because I don't know how to get it out of those pants. I'm like, oh come on, there's only like one little hole in any of those pants. They're probably one of the least holy pants I have right now. I don't want to have to throw them out because I ruined them with glitter. Okay, so back to the pile of vinyls. This one I actually was unaware was a thing, and I may try and draw this actually, because there was like a set of, I think, about 3 albums that were all, the covers were done by the same artist in the same kind of style, and I did try to draw one of them once. Naturally, I cannot find that sketchbook to save my life, because I want to do an old sketchbook tour for you guys, and I know it made it up here because I've used that sketchbook since we've lived here. I cannot find it, and it's making me nuts, but there's this one, Judy Garland in San Francisco. It is like an amazing cover, and I'm like, my first instinct was, I need to draw it. I need to draw it. Like, before I even listened to it, I need to draw it. Simple as that. It has a great picture on the back. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that photo is from I Could Go On Singing, where, you know, she played Jenny Bowman, you know, just sharing a namesake there. So, just saying. But yeah, let's see. We have a year. We do not. Darn. So I was gonna say, if it was after that movie came out, I'm like almost positive. But she also did wear her hair like that for a good number of years there, so it's not necessarily a definitive. Okay, so the next one is more Dudley. This is the first of the Beyond the Fringe albums. There was a Volume 1, Volume 2, and then the Broadway one. This is Volume 1. And can we talk about Dudley's pissed off little face over here? He's too short, and yet he was still taller than I am. Go figure. And he was only like 5'2". I'm only 4'11". You know, this lady's height. Also Kristen Chenoweth's height, so now I have two that I can compare to. And I will take Chenoweth any day, just as quickly as I will take Judy, so. But yeah, so I've got two of them now. And then, this one I think I already had, but I'm not 100%, because this photo has made it onto a lot of Judy Garland compilation albums. But this one, yes. There's the back cover, and this is what makes me think I'm almost positive I have it, because I definitely recognize this photo. And I think I'm positive. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, okay, because I was like, how could this be a thing? New York, New York. If it's from 1962, that song wasn't written until the 70s. Oh, it's just the location of where it was recorded. Okay. Definitely confused myself for a second there. Again, may I reiterate, it is 5 in the morning. Just saying. So, that is cool. Because I think even if I do have that one already, I'm like almost positive this is a better quality copy. So. And then I have Volume 2 of Beyond the Fringe. So I have all three now, which I definitely did not have before. And the one that I bought off of, it wasn't even off of eBay, it was off of Etsy of all things, because you can also sell vintage items there as well as handmade ones. The one that I bought there was like falling apart at the seam. And honestly, I was like too scared to even like pull the vinyl out to so much as look at it, much less play it, because I figured the rest of the sleeve was going to fall the fuck apart. So now I at least have this one, which is all good quality, and I looked at the disc yesterday and is in very, very good quality. Can we look at the derp faces? Let us look at the derp faces. It's so very English. And then most people know singles as being tiny little 45s. Except when you're Liza Minnelli. They're full-sized. But yeah, does this come with the poster? Let me look. I actually didn't check. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's alright. They actually just re-released the Results album a couple months ago as like a super ultra release version with like 3 or 4 discs in it. I honestly forgot I was going to order that, so this was a reminder that, oh yeah, I was gonna pounce on that. So yeah, but this is the Losing My Mind single, and I feel like that's kinda apt right now. I might be, but too bad, so sad. But yeah, we've got 4 different versions of the song here. And there's more than that on the new version of the CD, by the way. One CD in that is nothing but remixes of that song. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I'm totally cool with that. Because when I was like 19 or 20, that was like my workout song. Embarrassing as that is. I actually used like the whole Results album originally as that. But then I kind of just whittled it down to that song on repeat, and then I found remixes of it, so I just had them in their own playlist on loop. Maybe that would actually get me to get off my ass and exercise. Maybe if I revisited that. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. Because I do still need to do that. Because yes, I'm especially noticing it today in the viewfinder. My face is getting fat again. I know. I'm aware. But anyway. But I'm liking having a little bit of boobies for once. And if I exercise and lose the weight, I lose the boobies. They're the first thing to go. I don't want to. But, one of these days I'll probably just have a damn boob job if I can ever afford it. Like, let's be real. Okay. So then this one, I had a copy, but it was nowhere near this quality. It was all yellowed and cracked and just, I was just thankful to even have a version of it at all. This one's like mint. Hell yeah. And there's no picture on the back, but we do have Charles Aznavour's signature, and you will be hearing another mention him in this later. And this is a really good album, by the way. At least I think so. It's a good album if you're a Liza fan. If you're not a Liza fan, you'd probably be like, the hell is this? But I'm in the minority that really likes it. She's kind of, you know, my person, so. And then, speaking of the album, here is Results on vinyl, which was like the one, as far as I know, Liza album I was missing on vinyl. I mean, there's like Liza Minnelli compilations and stuff I don't have, that some of them I might get just because they have a cool cover. And there's still, like, film soundtracks that I'm missing. Like, I know there's one for Stepping Out. I don't know if they released that on vinyl or not. It didn't come out that long after this one, so it might have. So I'm missing that. But, I mean, other than, like, film soundtracks, I think this was, like, the only one I was missing. So I was like, oh, snap, now I have it. And just interesting timing, given that the CD re-release just happened. But the back cover is my favorite. Just saying. I actually used that photo as a writing prompt once for that Pictures 1,000 Words challenge thing where you had to write at least 1,000 words about a photo. I did it first person, her point of view, and actually it's probably the best thing I've ever written in my entire life. I am so freaking proud of it. I show that damn thing off any chance I can get. It was a thing of beauty, so. Anyways, yeah, that's a thing. So, and I just can't separate that photo from that writing prompt at this point, because just, I was so in the zone when I wrote that. It was so perfect. But I've tried to recapture that spark so many times, and I've never 100% managed it a second time. I guess lightning doesn't strike twice, but still, I was happy to even do it once. So there's that one. This one, I'm shocked, is still sealed. But it's the soundtrack to The Bandwagon, which is actually my very favorite Fred Astaire movie out of all his movies. And then bonus points that, you know, directed by an interesting little name down here. Can we read it? Vincent Minnelli. Just saying. For those who aren't, like, part of the Liza fandom, that's Liza's dad. So, you know, in case you were unaware, both her parents were famous. Her dad was a director, and then her mom was Judy Garland, so, you know, kind of got the whole family covered here. Except for Lorna, but I really don't give a shit about Lorna. But, anyway. But yeah, that, I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, I really, really like The Bandwagon. My other favorite one of his... Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart. Silk Stockings, that's the other one. I was like, I can envision who all's in it in my head, and I'm like practically getting like a medley of all the songs going. I'm like, what is it called? Wake up, Jen. Yeah, Silk Stockings, but I actually have the soundtrack to that one. And then... Oh, actually, this is probably where there's more missing pieces in my Liza collection, is the Broadway album releases. I actually did not have The Rink before yesterday, and now I do, which is fabulous, because we not only have Liza, we've got Cheetah Rivera, who, if you are unfamiliar with her, she is a total badass, she still performs, and she's still amazing. So, we've got some great photos on the back. Yes. I know, my whole theater nerd side is coming out in full force today. That's okay. But yeah, I love that cover. I actually tried to convert it to a cross-stitch pattern at one point, like when I very first started cross-stitching, because I figured it's 2 colors, that'd be so easy. But I didn't really know how to work the program properly yet, so I couldn't make it come out as simple as it was. I was like, dang it. And then I told you we'd be revisiting Mr. Aznavour. Oh yes. Oh yes. And I'm really hoping that the vinyls are playable in here, because this is a really, really good track listing. The only other Aznavour vinyl I own was mainly bought for the cover. The vinyl itself is all janky and can't be played. So actually, let me just take a look-see right here, right now, because I'd really like to actually be able to play them. Ooh, yes. Yeah, those are pretty much impeccable. Alright, cool, they're playable. Maybe next time I go on Instagram Live, I'll have that playing in the background, and you'll probably all be like, Jennifer, what the hell is that? And I'll be like, it's Charles Aznavour, bitch. He's a badass. So, okay. I will check disc 2 later, but I don't want you to be here for like 10 zillion hours while I do all this stuff. And just back in the sleeve, you get. Then the inside cover has kind of nice photo of him in there too. But yeah, but he is just pretty much all levels of amazing, and he has this really unique voice. Admittedly, most of the stuff he sings is in French. That's why this is so unique, that this one's in English. But I don't speak French, and yet I still could listen to Aznavour for days just because his voice is so rich and just, oh my god, like, it's a really unique voice, but it's a gorgeous voice though. So, if you've never heard of him, I recommend, check him out at least a little bit. And if you can speak French, all the better, because you'll know more than I do, because I have no idea what he's saying when he sings in French. But, I just think it sounds pretty. It's not like the only performer I've done that with either. There's definitely other performers that they don't sing in English, but I just think they have gorgeous voices, so I'll listen to them anyway. So that was the vinyl portion of things. And then we have another little Beatles flip book, which I'm not sure I can manage to pull this off on camera. I have to turn, I think, to do it. Let's see. This may be an epic fail, fair warning. I kind of got it to do the thing. It's really weird trying to hold your arms like this and evenly do it. So it's like, I'm not sure. I'll try. So there's that. Ironically, though, I think I actually have this one. It's like, this is the only one I've got, is the one from 67. They make them for all the different years. And that's the one I have to do. Oh well, at least now I have the backups, and it's tiny. It's not like it's gonna take up much room, so. I'm not showing you the letters. Those are private. Those are for me. But we do have a Bowie. Can't complain with Bowie. Just saying. I'm just glancing over. Oh. We also have Wings and John Lennon. So we've got John and Paul in here too. So I'm not gonna. Oh, wait. What? Oh my gosh. He threw this in as a bonus. I didn't even know about this till just now. I should have looked at this while he was here yesterday. He threw in an old vintage Who poster too. And for those who somehow missed the memo, that's my old boss. So, it just, there's always a little place of sentimentality when Pete Townshend's involved, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly flip through this right now. I'll give it a better look over later, but, if there's anything real good, I'll share it with you guys. Oh, lots of Bowie. How appropriate. Oh, you pretty thing. Yes, he is. At least I think so. Oh my goodness. We have Simon and Garfunkel in here too, which are also amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to read this through much more thoroughly later. Right now I'm just flipping through for pictures I can show you guys. Wait. I think I have at least. Ooh. There are some interesting covers down here I think I need. I think I've got the Who one, but there's a Beatles one there I don't have. There's a Lennon one there I don't have. Yeah, I'll have to try and hunt those down. You know me, I'm the ultimate nerd and collector, but I don't care. I mean, that's part of why you love me, isn't it? But anyway, whoa, unexpected nudity. Alright then, I'm glad I wasn't showing every page on here. This probably would have gotten demonetized in a hot second. Oh, we have Ringo! I should have known with T-Rex and Mark Bolan being in here that Ringo would probably show up. Because Mark Bolan is responsible for Back Off Boogaloo happening. Because, like, his word that he just used to throw around was boogaloo, like, ooh, you, boogaloo. And Ringo, like, was falling asleep one night, and just that phrase, like, kept popping back into his head over and over with, like, this weird tune. He couldn't get out of his head of back off, boogaloo, back off, boogaloo. He was like, I need to get up, I need to record it, it's a song. And then he couldn't find a tape recorder with batteries in it, so he had to go raid his kids' toys to find some batteries to put in the tape recorder so he could record it before it, like, evolved into something else. Because before he knew it, the way he tells the story started turning into Mac the Knife, so it's like, no, don't do that. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I honestly know about Mark Bolan is that story. Ooh, we have Alice Cooper! I thought we had more nudity for a split second. I was like, oh shit, did I just show that on camera? No, okay. We're good. Oh god, it looks like my 17-year-old eye makeup! Yeah, that was an interesting phase. That was the same year that I decided, hey, for Halloween, I should just be Ozzy. But it ended up looking closer to Alice. I should have just gone with Alice to begin with. Alice is the cooler one, in my opinion, but I'm in the minority, so... But I do love Ozzy, don't get me wrong. What is my hair doing? I don't know. Just flipping through the rest of this real quick. I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon, because, TMI, I need the bathroom, like, real bad. I'm trying to, like, hurry up. Oh my god, I actually might just hit stop so I'm not all distracted. Wait, keep moving. And Ringo Starr and other musicians acted in new rock movie. Oh, what's this? What is this? What movie would that be? Tell me. What? David Essex, who plays Jesus in the hit musical Godspell, is to leave the show to make a new rock film with Ringo Starr, Keith Moon, Billy Fury, and the... Oh, I know what movie this is. Okay, that movie was That'll Be the Day, which... One thing in my Ringo collection I don't have. I've actually never seen that. And I kind of have no excuse because I think the film is on YouTube and I keep meaning to... Unless they've pulled it, which they probably did because somebody uploaded the whole film. But, yeah, if it's still up, I should probably either watch it or quickly download it just in case it does get pulled. So, anyways, and then the last thing I can show you... I'm gonna just fold these down. Is the book Double Exposure, Take 2. Compiled and photographed by Roddy McDowell. And it has all these famous people speaking about other famous people. And we've got some very interesting ones here. Like Fred Astaire by Mikhail Baryshnikov. That was the first one I read out of it. Liza Minnelli by Michael Feinstein. And this is from years ago, like before she was living in his house. So I'm like, that's interesting in hindsight that is a thing and was a thing from back there. Mae West by Ringo Starr, which is because of the movie Sextet. And I think there's probably more than just what's on the cover here. But yeah, it's like, oh snap, I am going to need to sit down and read that whole thing like ASAP. So, and then there's the letters and cards that I'm not going to show you guys and what was in them. Just, that is for me. Sorry. So, anyways. But yeah, I'm just like, I think I just got love bombed. I'm pretty sure. Which isn't a bad thing necessarily. I kind of like the attention, not gonna lie. But not gonna lie, I kind of do want just a definitive answer on just before anything turns into anything. I just need to know one way or the other which direction is it going in, just so I know to behave appropriately in whichever direction that is, you know? Because, I mean, for as much as it would suck to, like, expect it to be a dating thing and have it be just friends, it would suck more if he's expecting it to be a dating thing and I were treating it like just friends, you know? I mean, that's why I'm like, it's important to me to know the definition of which direction. Either way is good, just, I need to know which one. You know? So, anyway, I update, try that again. I update you guys on, like, everything in my life at this point, so I felt obligated to tell you, because, I mean, if something this big just slipped out as, like, an aside in a video, you guys would be like, excuse me, you didn't tell us this, why? So it's like, alright, for the sake of transparency, I'm just throwing it out there that even though you all will probably think I'm a moron for entertaining this thought, yeah, if the opportunity arises, I'm gonna jump at it. So, just saying. And if it is just a friend's thing, then, you know, that's good too. Because honestly, just end of the day, I just miss him, ultimately. So, it'll be whatever it's gonna be. I just don't have that answer yet. So, anyways, guys, I've been recording for nearly an hour, which means it's probably about 6 o'clock now, which means I should wrap this up and upload it while I get to work on my data entry stuff, since I do that first thing in the morning, and I waited today to get this done first. I wanted to record this last night, but then I was like, let's make sure that this wasn't some bizarro dream first. Like, pinch myself. No, I'm awake. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I will tell you guys about it then, and now I have. But yeah, I'm just like, if you had told me a week ago that I would have been talking to either of these two guys again, I would have told you you're nuts. And that there's no way. If you had told me one or the other even, but both of them, I was like, I know I've been playing the game Life is Strange lately, but no, really, life really is pretty strange, but I'd like to think in a good way right now. It can be messy, it can be complicated, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It only turns into a bad thing when it gets dramatic, which hopefully it won't this time. One way or the other. Either way that it's going, hopefully it won't get dramatic and convoluted this time, because a certain external party loves to throw a wrench into the works of this whole thing, even before it was a dating thing, just to cause drama. It's like, yeah, I'm not thrilled with that, so hopefully that won't be a thing here, but who knows? I guess we'll find out. Time will tell. So, anyways, yeah, I'm kind of just babbling and rambling, and I'm also easily distractible because I'm like, look how shiny my hair is today, guys. Like, for real, I didn't even put glosser on it, and it's this shiny. I have been using a new, relaxing gel on my hair, though, to make it a little straighter, aside from the Paul Mitchell one, and I'm thinking this is like a million times better, because, again, look at how freaking shiny my hair is. It has not been this shiny in years. Like, probably since I was a little kid, so I'm like, oh my god, I found a thing that did the thing. I actually made my hair shiny again. All I wanted for years was my hair to look shiny again. I finally did the thing, So yeah, anyways, totally babbling. Do I need to do the usual sign off, or are we good? I think we're good, so I'll be back later with more of my usual stuff. I never did get a review up yesterday. I'm so sorry, guys. I just realized that. I am totally sorry. Definitely gonna amend that today. I'm not sure which thing I'm gonna review, though. I mean, I still have, I think, 2 of these to review. I know I did at least one of them already. I just can't remember, have I done 1 or have I done 2? And if I've done 2, which one is the one that still needs it? I might just do one of these today. Although, I did get a hold of these last night, so I know most of you guys are like, do the Hello Kitty, do the Hello Kitty! Calm down. Hello Kitty will get done. If I do one of these today, I will do one of these tomorrow. If I do one of these today, one of these will be tomorrow, because both are happening. It's just a matter of my picking out which one is happening when. But to be fair, I myself am like, I want to open the Hello Kitty! But these are older and I feel obligated to get through them because I bought them like last year around this time, and then it wasn't Christmas time anymore and I felt like they weren't seasonally appropriate, and as we've seen on this channel, I've kind of stopped giving a fuck about if it's seasonally appropriate or not. So, you know, it is what it is. I know I did the, ooh. I thought I knew which one I did. Now looking at it, I'm like, I thought I did the apple cider, but maybe it was the cinnamon one. Maybe I did both of them. I'm gonna have to double check on the channel, because I'm like, I don't even know anymore, but I think it's safe to say that the peppermint one has not been covered, if nothing else. Oh god, see, that's the downside of doing this for as many years as I have been. You eventually hit a point where, unless you double check it throughout the history of your channel, you honestly start to forget which things have I reviewed and which things have I not. Because you can't go by which ones are the new ones and which ones are the old ones when you bought a shit ton of things one time and then kind of never got around to doing them till hella later. Because I still have 2 boxes of stuff that needs to be reviewed, and I'm trying to keep an even mix of old review, new review, old review, new review, so that the old stuff doesn't just hit expiration before I ever get around to it by just doing new stuff. So in case you were ever curious why I mix them up that way, it's to try and ensure all the things will get reviewed, and hopefully nothing will go bad in the meantime. There might be a couple of casualties, but for the most part, I've done pretty good at balancing it, especially this year. Before that, I kind of failed hardcore at it. If I had cottoned on to this a lot earlier, it probably would have been better. I probably wouldn't have fallen as far behind as I did. But yeah, back in the years where I was just doing comparison reviews every day, and yet was still buying something like every time I went out because I kept finding stuff I didn't have. Yeah, that was the point where I fell hella far behind, and why there is pretty much consistently ever since that point been at least one box of to-be-reviewed stuff. Although if I took them out of their outer packaging, it wouldn't even take up a full box. Most of it is just bulky packaging. Yeah, I like to show you guys the packaging when I do the reviews when possible, so yeah, I feel like it's missing something when I don't have that, so I like to just keep them in the things till they're reviewed, but that comes with its own problems because it's like, people ask me, so even though you haven't reviewed it yet, how's it smell? And I'm like, I don't know, I haven't taken it out of the thing. At least if I took it out of the thing, I could answer those sort of questions, but yeah, I've got my eye on at least one hold on. Oh my god. So my sister apparently woke up, got coffee, and like dropped a spoon in what sounded like the sink, and I just like heard the but I was like, who the fuck's in the house? And then, oh wait, yeah, it's like past 6, so she would be up getting ready for school. I'm a freaking idiot. Like I've established a million times. But yeah, I'm babbling. But where was I going before I got distracted? I had like one more thing to say. I lost the train of thought. Okay. If I think of it later, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, there is many more reviews to come, so even though I missed yesterday's, don't you guys worry. I got plenty in the works coming up, because there's still a crap ton of things that need to be reviewed. I'm not sure I will ever 100% catch all the way up, and that's probably a good thing, because it guarantees for you guys that there will always be at least one daily video, which is pretty great, at least if you ask me. So, anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.